to my channel. This is me, Slavik. Good to see everybody. And welcome the guests of my channel as well. If you're new, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, my wonderful sweethearts, let's do another reading for you. Once again, this is Slavik. Good to see you. Let's take a look what the future holds. What the future holds for you. What you don't see it yet, what is happening, and of course, what you need to look forward in the near future. So let's take a look. Hidden moments. The hidden moments in your life. What you don't see. What you don't see. The hidden moments in your life. What you do not see. Hidden moments, key. What you don't see. Well, you don't see that the universe already given you the keys, right? Keys to open, keys to overcome obstacles. There's a card of mountains. Someone here is always trying to cause you some sort of obstacles, okay? Someone here is not happy with the fact that you do have key. There's a masculine energy, okay? Male, there's a card of a job, some unsatisfied, narcissistic male, big ego, causing you obstacles, okay? Now, who is this man? Well, this man most likely is worried about his own personal career. He's worried about his job because there's a card of ice here. There's a troubles for this man. You maybe don't know this person personally, okay? Maybe you not met this person face to face. But this individual, at the course of his employment, constantly trying to cause you obstacles because he most likely is afraid. He's afraid to lose his job. What is identification of this person? Let's analyze who is this. I'm assuming to say that whoever this so-called self-proclaimed king is, most likely some sort of corrupt crook, narcissist, money hungry, power hungry. He sits into this chair, like look at this Nine of Cups, you know, overindulgent and everything. That type of person that all costumed to always get his way. He feels comfortable with what he have stolen. And I'm assuming stolen from you, right? Could be a corrupt cop, could be a corrupt politician, corrupt lawyer, corrupt judge, someone who once again become very comfortable to sit in this lazy chair of that self-indulgence that he has, right? A person that does not want to work hard, right? Somebody who does not want to work hard, enjoys his authority, enjoys his power, and he doesn't want to lose it. But somehow, this man, this masculine, this individual understands and knows very well that you have the key to his future. Does that make sense? So, in other words, according to him, he says, if I will not succeed over you, if I will not compete with you, if I will not cause you obstacles, I face complete dead end by the card of ice. So you are his competitor, right? You are his competitor because he knows you hold that key. What else the characteristic of this king? I said king of pentacles. Maybe he is an earth sign. But he's very afraid to lose his job. Yeah, exactly. There's restrictions he's facing, maybe even incarceration. There is a serious obstacles in his life. And maybe you already put these obstacles for him. You already did that, right? You did that. He knows. He knows you hold the key. He knows you hold the key. You hold the answer. Yeah, you already potentially put this obstacle for his career because there's a Five of Pentacles in here. So he most likely lost his job. Either lost his job, got suspended, or he's facing, matter of fact, incarceration. He's already caught. He's busted. He's exposed. He's exposed for the corrupt person he has always been, right? He's not used to it. He doesn't want to give up his power. So you need to be aware about this person. You also need to be aware that this person is miserable, he's pathetic, he's heartbroken, he's in pain. He simply never expected this outcome. He did not expect this outcome. When he initially targeted you, he saw that things going to go smooth, right? That you are nobody, you would never know anything. He, he will simply, jump over you like you're nothing. He never expected that you would know the answer and possess evidence of his wrongdoing. So he's very bitter right now. He's very bitter. He's not happy. So I'm assuming he's kind of like, in a state of revenge, a lot of hatred. He's angry, he's mad. Maybe there's some other person involved in here as well. I'm sure he did not do it by himself. There's a two people described here, man and a woman. So maybe there's some other woman with him. Okay, so yeah, this is a complete dead end. Yeah, King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. A man that loves money, loves power, loves status, potentially had status for numerous of years in his career. But you brought that dead end for him. You did. Of course, not intentionally. You didn't do it intentionally. You simply, yeah, it's a stagnation. See, Four of Swords. Like he's done. There's no movement for him. He understands. He understands. It's in my opinion, it's a person that a male that got caught with his corruption. Now he's angry. He's mad because he doesn't have job. There's no potential for him, and there's most likely could be incarceration. Yeah, see this hatred towards you, blaming you. How dare you? How dare you to expose his corruption? Narcissist. It's a sociopathic, sick, pathetic narcissist. That is in fact criminal. Criminal. Yeah, King of Swords. King of Swords. Yeah, corrupt. There's could be a two-man here as well. Doesn't have to be. Doesn't have to be. But a lot of aggression towards you. Kind of gives me the feeling like, police corruption or military corruption or a government corruption, where all of these psychopaths join forces together to profit each other. It's a scam. They're scammers. They're scammers who worked for the government. They should have do better. They should have known better, but they didn't. So they're criminals. Criminals targeting you. They're causing you obstacles. Even though I see you have the key and there's nothing they can do to you, so don't worry about that. They're simply looking for the way out. That's what they're looking for. They got pinched, they got busted, they got exposed. And these two men, there could be two males here, trying to find the way out of that energy of corruption out. But they already pinched. Very promiscuous. This is the card of promiscuous. Okay, promiscuous energy. Empty, hollow people. If this is a male, once again, there's a wind in his hat. He's not serious. He treats women like crap, sleeps around, right? He has multiple partners, multiple sexual partners, overspends, overindulges in his own desires. Not serious. There's no seriousness here. Someone who loves money, who loves good life. Once again, by Nine of Cups, he does whatever makes him happy. First, he does it. He never thinks about it. He never takes accountability for his actions. Not serious person. Sketchy, okay? A big sketch, a big red flag. Very aggressive, very angry because you exposed him. Clearly you exposed him. So now he wants to find a way out. He doesn't want to be incarcerated. Him or them. But I do see game over here. Game over for these people. They know it. They know. They know it's over. They know it's over. They know it. Everybody knows the truth of what they did. Okay, so those two criminals, there's a masculine, a lot of male energy here around you. Men, I feel kind of like a man's watching you, a lot of men cyber stalking you, following you. They're just creeps. They're criminals, dangerous criminals that are part of the government system. They know ins and outs of the system field. They do not abide by the laws. They do not follow the rules. They're dangerous. They're considered to be a dangerous criminals in a position of authority, or dangerous criminals that were at one point in a position of power. Now they're all facing incarceration. They're not happy. They're not happy with what is coming and what is happening. I'll take a look what makes this psychopath so angry. But we already know, right? This desire to break you, desire to hurt you, desire of your suffering, of your pain, right? Because they themselves in that pain, they face in it. And there's a serious career problems. They got fired, suspended, disbarred, discharged, if this is a police officer. What else can you tell me about these tyrants? They're showing me two men here. Two men. Yeah, there was a matter of acceptance of bribes. They're criminals. Who accepts bribes? Someone who's in a position of authority. So clearly, whoever the psychopath is, that is now, there's a frozen state of his career. So if this is a cop who accepted bribes, he's under investigation, meaning he's dismissed, right? He's dismissed for a period while this investigation take place. But there's a serious matter, because I do see that whoever this psychopathic person was and is, he accepted bribes. 100%. He's a criminal. It's a police corruption. He's a police crook. There he is. A sick, corrupt cop that was bribed. That's a serious criminal offense, right? Bribery? Serious criminal offense. Why would a cop accept bribes? Why? If you're a cop, you're supposed to arrest people for bribery, that commits bribery, not yourself accept bribes. So your enemy here is a corrupt old pervert. He is old pervert. Creepo. I'm telling you, the promiscuous, he sleeps with women. I'm sorry to say that, but I also strongly pick up the energy of like SA assault, ass assault. He, matter of fact, can and did in the past committed SA. He also will be arrested for that. That's the energy what I pick up immediately when I pulled this card. I immediately felt that he is an old pervert who in his life somehow assaulted women, you know which way. So yeah, a psychopath, perverted. But he's, like I said, there is a cop, and he the reason why he accepted bribes, because this idiot, this clown, who saw that he'll never get caught, and already got caught, was a matter of promotion. An old pervert accepted bribes as a cop for the sake of promotion. This is exactly what I see here. You see? Accepted bribe as a cop. He's an old pervert, and he did it for promotion. And he's obsessed with women. He's obsessed with women. Maybe he has some sick obsession with you too. Sicko. So somebody offered him, right? Somebody offered him money. Maybe not directly a money, but someone offered him some sort of benefit, and I'm assuming this is to do with his career that's clearly now suspended because there's ice here, so his job is done. And he's kind of blaming you, right? He's like, oh, well, how dare she or how dare he? But you called him out. You called him out. You made complaints to FBI. You made complaints to CSIS or what other jurisdiction that is above this idiotic police corruption. You reported this pervert. You made complaints. And that's exactly why he's been terminated or suspended. He knows that he's under investigation. So I don't understand, why is this perverted old man acting like a sicko? Man up to what you did. You're a criminal. Man up to what you did, but instead he's trying to cause you obstacles. He's trying to find the way out from his own mess that he did himself. But he's over, the game over. You may not see it right now. You may not know the ins and out of this internal investigation, because there is an internal investigation happening on this corrupt cop. Okay? You don't know about it. FBI and CISA is not going to tell you about it. This is an internal undercover investigation where this old pervert that SA women and accept bribes is going to be thrown in the pan. He's going to jail. Now you see, guys, why it took so long? Because you're dealing with a sociopathic, sick, corrupt cop. And whoever else. Now, I want to know who offered this pervert promotion. That's my next question. Let's find out. Who offered this old pervert promotion? Who else involved? Who else is involved? Who offered this psychopath to falsify evidence against you, to set you up for the sake of his own promotion? Who offered it? The star. There was a wish fulfillment, right? Wish. Somebody give him a big promise. So yes, the star signifies that somebody brainwash him, somebody give him this promise. If you do this and this and this, if you accept bribery, if you write, or if you provide evidence that we tell you, you will get promotion. So there's definitely was a star. Star is like a hope. It's something that he always wished for. So let's clarify promotion. Who offered this old perverted psychopath promotion in his career? That is clearly now is done. His career is done. He's facing incarceration. He can forget about his promotion. Who offered him this promotion? Clarify promotion. Promotion. Lovers. Partnership. It was a partnership. It was a very good partnership. So I'm assuming somebody partner up with him and say, hey, we can do this together. Could be a female. There's a man and a woman here. Could be another female. Could be his lover. He has multiple lovers, because remember, he's promiscuous. He sleeps around with women. He's a pervert. He's a womanizer. He has this obsession with women. He's a dangerous. He can never be on the loose. He must be in jail, because he's a pervert. An old cop pervert that is sick in the head. So I'm assuming, taking into consideration there is a hope, there is a star, there is a lover. So some lover of his did it. Who? Who is that lover? Who is this lover? Let's ask your guides to uplift the truth and finally finish this sick game of this sick pervert. Because I feel like you guys have had enough with this sicko. You have had enough. You have had enough games that this idiot plays, thinking he's so smart and nobody knows anything. He should contact CSIS or FBI. They know all about him. He's under the radar 24/7. So who offered him this promotion? Clarify the card of lovers. Of course, women. There's a woman here. Women, right? Woman. Woman also comes up as a fire sign. And Queen of Pentacles, he came up as an air sign and Pentacles. So for this woman and this man, it was a great deal, right? It could be the same woman. Just because there's two signs, it doesn't mean anything. It simply shows that the partnership of this pervert, who also, like I said, comes up as a King of Pentacles, right? But in generally, he could be an air sign, right? Look, air sign and a fire sign. Both in their mind was money. right? Pentacles, money, money, money. That's all this pervert wanted. In fact, him and his lover, the one he was sleeping with, the one he had an affair with. He's a womanizer, for crying out loud. And she is a gold digger. Well, isn't it nice? I wonder whether or not it was a work affair. Maybe they're both cops. One is definitely wore a uniform, right? Swords, uniform, had guns, had weapons on him, had body armor, etc. He is without doubt is a corrupt cop who is old. He's not even young. He's not like a newbie. He's not 25-year-old freshman from police academy. No, he's probably a detective. Green, right? Now this one, so-called smarty, I pick up the name Zane. Zane, okay, Z. A lot of Z. Maybe he's not even Caucasian. Maybe he's a different ethnicity. Zane. Him and her. Two sick lovers. It was a good partnership, right? It's supposed to be very promising. Promising for this pervert. Remember, he doesn't want to work hard. He's lazy. The only thing he likes is to sit on his 5th place and collect these trophies, right? Easy money. Easy money. He loves drinking. He loves his booze. He loves partying. He loves women. He's sure a big mouse, you know, a chitty chatty. I give him that. He's a bullshitter. A corrupt, lazy bullshitter that got bribed. He accepted bribes. Maybe that bribes was in the form of intimacy. But I still see here a promotion. It was a plan between this man and this sick woman. Now, coming back to this sick woman. Who is this sick woman? Is she a lawyer? Who is she? One is a cop. This woman, how exactly his lover come into this place? This lover. Yeah, she was plotting to set you up, right? She had a plan. And their plan of this old pervert and this woman, I don't know, but the guide showing me that she wanted to set you up. They had a plan. It was plotted. They plotted it. It was premeditated. This woman wanted to set you up, okay? It was a plot. Maybe their plot, if we set you up, they say, then we get a promotion. And that promotion only has a place to be in a police/military/legal environment. Because there's no reason for these people to plot anything. The only thing they plotted is a fake evidence. That's the only thing they did. But this woman looks like to me she wanted to set you up. She planned it. She made reports. There was a reports made in your names. So there's definitely an identity theft. That's how they set you up. They used your identity. They used your name. And they committed offenses. I'm assuming they could meet up with people and say, oh, I'm so and so, okay? Like stole your name, went meet up with somebody and you know, committed fraud, okay? Fraud. They you know, frauded an innocent bystander or an innocent civilian in your name. So their plot was to use your name, and this is that sick woman did it. The sick woman did it, okay? They both did it. They used your name to commit criminal offenses. And here comes the pervert as a hero. Yappy dappy doo. I'm a great detective green. Woohoo. Right? Here comes the detective to the rescue. Because there is an investigation that has a place to be. And this sick pervert was this sociopathic lunatic woman. They were supposed to investigate you. But there was nothing to investigate you for. They created these reports themselves. Now, do you see? And then they got, oh, we got promoted. We got promoted to this role of detective. He's a pervert. He's a sick pervert. He's not a detective. Zany and Bevy. I said Bevy because that's the other name. Yeah, substance abuse. Accuse you of substance abuse, call you drug addict, maybe did something that you're a drug dealer, that you contacting people with intent to sell drugs or narcotics. Maybe this sick pervert is a drug squad detective, okay, like undercover drug squad. Something to do with drugs. Now, it's a serious criminal offense because usually, like I said, if this greenie, this is a moment of truth, guys. Pay attention. This is the moment of truth. This is, you have not heard of that before. Okay, makes sense. So I'm assuming these idiots were in a drug unit. You know, there's a different division. There's homicide division. There is online fraud division, sexual assault division, drug squad division. These sickos are in the drug squad division. They somehow were managed illegally to create this fake narrative that you are almost like a gangster. Like, you know, like you sell some drugs, pushing pounds or kilos of this prohibited controlled substances. But you're not. You have nothing to do with drugs, right? But they made reports that you're a drug dealer, that you're doing this and this, that you're pushing kilos of cocaine or some other drug or heroin. I don't even know what. You know, sickos, sickness. This was their plot. To make you look like you are a member of a criminal organization, like, I don't know, cartels, I don't know, mafia, Hell's Angels. I don't know what exactly gangster organizations out there, but they made it sound like you're a member of this drugs criminal gangster organization, and that you pushing drugs, so you're a drug dealer. And of course, that way they were able to take a warrant, investigative warrant, filed it, pushed it through court through fake reports and fake evidence that is allegedly provided to the judge. Now, of course, at this point, judge has no choice but to believe a cop. That's how warrants are usually gets executed, guys. When a cop takes a report, a warrant, there's an affidavit attached to it, right? And what is an affidavit? Affidavit is a sworn statement that usually a cop writes to the judge, saying that at the course of our investigation, we have observed that the alleged accused, that would be you, participated in this activity on that day, and there's a multiple counts. Judge reads it. But maybe the sick woman is a judge herself, or justice of the peace, or the crown, or the prosecutor. She could be a prosecutor. She could be connected to law. You see what I mean? So it's easy peasy. She just signs it off. Oh, where do I sign? Done. Now he gets promoted because it's hours of investigation that counts. Hours. Usually when a judge signs off a warrant for this investigation, and particularly when there is a criminal organization, minimum a year. Minimum. That's a year of a 24/7 a day, hours, that this so-called undercover cop, corrupt, now earns penny on it. A big money they make. Because they investigate 24/7. And that's an easy money for these criminals. That's why they're dangerous. Because this man in his lover, the sick woman, his lover, one of many, I should say, they shared the profits. It's a scheme. It's a dangerous, corrupt scam. And FBI or CSIS or whatever other undercover division that investigates these perverts, they're now involved. They're now involved. They know the truth. They know that all of this was fabricated. And the game is over for these people. They're done. I don't care what they sing, but to run around, falsified reports, use your identity to commit offenses, you got to be sick in the head. But the question remains, how many more victims are fell at the hand of these criminals? I'm sure you're not the only one, but you are the last one. And that is the moment of truth. There's something to do with drugs. That you're a drug addict, okay? This is their plan. There's a military also. Maybe military cop. I don't know. Maybe military falsifying evidence. They planted evidence, committed perjury, committed fraud. A cop and a military. Crazy. Yeah, you were framed. You were framed. You were framed by this military cop and a corrupt lawyer. They framed you. They framed you for the sake of money. And there's no other way. Yeah, corrupt lawyer and military. Twice military came up. Twice. They framed you. You were framed by this so-called lovers pair because, like I said, it was a conspiracy. It was a targeted offense. They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing. They wanted it some sort of project. They wanted this investigation of you. But they didn't have nothing on you. Maybe this old pervert was obsessed with you. And he couldn't let go because there's a devil card here. There is a promiscuous card here. There's a three of swords here. It's someone who become obsessed with you. A pervert. It was a targeted offense. There's a water sign comes up. Maybe he's a water sign. Yeah, moment of truth. Again, water sign. Maybe he's a water sign. Water sign, old pervert. So, it's a great plan. Honestly, it's a great plan. And this is the problem. That's why military or government or police corruption should be punished to the utmost punishment that the law could ever give these people. Because it's not okay. We cannot allow to have lazy, sick perverts and criminals in a position of power. We cannot afford that. It's dangerous. Why is it dangerous? Because an innocent person gets falsely accused, arrested, detained, or even investigated, which is the case here, where you were unlawfully investigated for no reason. For no reason. And the only reason here was what? A promotion? A promotion was the reason? You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me, honestly. That is unprecedented. Things like that do happen, but yeah, they were dreaming of this promotion. Look at this, La La Land. They were dreaming that they will be one day rewarded. And all they have to do is frame people, hoping someone will say, good job. What were they thinking? What were they thinking? Were they really thinking that, okay, let's say, yes, it worked. It worked. You were investigated. But then investigators, this undercover investigator, there's plenty of them. They watch you and they're like, what the F are they talking about? She's not, he or she's not doing anything. There's no drugs. What are you talking about? Normal person, living normal life. Not a criminal, not a drug addict, not a drug dealer. not a drunk. What are you talking about? So I don't know really what these idiots were thinking at the time when they lived in that la la land, right? When they lived in this la la land, you know, Bonnie and Clyde, the two criminals together combined. What were they thinking? Because years went on. You're not arrested. You know what that means? It means that this investigation is not over because now these idiots are under investigation. Because all of these other man force, I'm talking about other detectives, CSIS, FBI, could be like Interpol, even in who knows how far these clowns did. They could have, I guarantee you they're so dumb that they probably like extended it to international drug smuggling situation. We definitely have Interpol involved now. What are these idiots were thinking? That this is gonna fly and their lie is gonna be believed by hundreds of detectives? You kidding me? So they are screwed. Screwed. And it all leads to these two. All leads back to these two. Because there's nobody else were involved besides the so-called lovers. They understand it. Because they hope you're gonna get you're supposed to be arrested. This is what they hoped for. They hoped that you were supposed to be arrested within a year. This should have not lasted a decade or 5 years or 2 years or 3 years, depending how long this has been going on. But that didn't happen. Didn't happen. Because whatever they plotted, nobody bought it. Nobody believed it. It was all a lie. So you don't know that. You don't know that yet, but you need to know that the game of these sickos are over here. It's over. Yeah. They're just simply, like I said, loophole abuse. They're fighting for loopholes. How they can bypass the falsified affidavits that they provided, right? So it's a typical structure. Usually it takes time. You know, it's typical court system and court process. I also see there's a digital surveillance. They're being monitored. They're being tracked. There's definitely here fired, humiliation and fired. They will be humiliated. They will be fired. They will be arrested. And I do see the card of informant. Informant. Okay. Maybe they bribed an informant or someone acted as an informant. So whoever did that, the informant is in debt. Informant usually is a fake witness that coming forward to confirm to this fake allegations of your drug dealing situation. That's called an informant. They are in debt. They're losing money. Informant is another term for a witness. There's different types of informants. There's a police informants. There's a victim informants, like a witness. So whoever that informant is will be humiliated, will be questioned. I don't see that these so-called criminals that thought of themselves super smart, that they will ever get away with it. There's no getting away with it. It is over. It is what it is. They did what they did, and there's no way out of it. Okay, let me put it this way. No way out of it. It's done. They did it to themselves. They bit a piece that they cannot chew. Overall conclusion of this situation in your life. Overall conclusion. Gift, main female, courthouse. Well, it will be a great gift for you. Gift, because the courts will offer you something great. Protection is one of those. If you need a protection against, like I said, these sickos, you will get it. Whether it's a witness protection, whether it's a settlement. But there's a courts involved here. Okay? Courts. Courts are on your side. Detectives are on your side. Like I said, your message been received by all of these other international and national undercover agencies. They take this situation very seriously. Why? Because it puts the whole law enforcement system in disrepute, where we have a lying sick rats. We cannot have that happen in our system. So usually role of FBI and role of CSIS is to make sure that any corrupt cops, lawyers, judges, that they all pinched, they all disbarred, removed, and prosecuted accordingly to their offenses. Um, and that's one of many ways how our country remains safe, right? We cannot have corrupt psychopaths. But there is, like I said, courts will be involved. You will be very surprised with their decision. Yeah, something you expected, right? You're waiting for it. You're waiting, and there's a great fortune for you. Great fortune. Community supports you. People supports you. Other detectives supports you. Other soldiers supports you. Whoever was involved in this. And not just one person. I'm seeing multiple people. There's a big community of a lot of people, a lot of police officers, a lot of lawyers, a lot of judges, a lot of soldiers. They all support you. They all support you because you are that whistleblower. You are the only one that actually brought forth facts, truth. You suffered, but you did people a favor because policies will change. This is will not going to be allowed. The process is changing. There's going to be stricter rules now when anybody wants to conduct any sort of investigation. So in other words, you help a lot of people here. Through your own suffering, you helped a lot of people. There are thoughts here. What are these thoughts? Occupation. Also, I do see here, if you're thinking of changing your occupation, there is a possibility that you will change your job. There is a job change for you in the near future. Maybe you'll get offered a new job. Things are changing here for you, okay? So what do you need to know so far? What is hidden behind your back? Well, the fact that these crooks, so-called lovers, they're exposed and the game is over 100%. Now let's take a look what else. Let's take a look what else. What are the messages here for you from your guides? What else is heading your way? Sickle. Good. Sickle, right? Ending. It's the ending of whatever this situation is. Time for it to end. Things changing in generally. Things changing. Sickle, man, sun, fish, dog. New person also coming your way, by the way. So if you're a single, there's a card of a man, fish, sun, and a dog. Very cute little dog. New partner, okay? New person. New successful man who will become a very good friend for you. I don't know who this man is. So far, I see that he will become a good friend for you, someone who is loyal, someone whom you can trust. Maybe you will meet this man because I kind of feel like a connection between this man and whatever is happening here with this corruption. Maybe it's a cop, maybe it's a lawyer, maybe it's some detective. I don't know. He's a very successful man. If this not man from this situation, could be a completely new partner, new person. Could be even a business partner, someone that you can start up a business, maybe someone who will offer you a good job, or could be a romantic partner. I will take a look who it is, but there's someone very special that is coming towards you. Who is this man? Who is this man that is coming your way? Who is this person? High Priestess, Page of Pentacles, Empress. Oh, wow. Well, it's definitely someone new, right? Someone new. Someone by the High Priestess who either behind the scenes or maybe someone who will be aware of what is happening. It's not a poor man, okay? This man has money. He's very successful. He has a lot to offer you. He might offer you some sort of status. Okay, what I mean? Some sort of status. What is the status of an empress? Well, status of a wife. He could be your potential husband. But also, I kind of feel like this is some sort of proposal. Very good financial proposal, right? He's thinking about it. He's thinking. He sees your potential. He will see your potential. And Page of Pentacles and Fish often signifies of a new financial beginnings. He may come up to you and say, oh, I've been observing you, right? High Priestess, behind the scenes, I watched you. I have been observing you. There's a lot of secrecy here too, right? High Priestess is all about hidden, secret job. OMG. Maybe you guys will become undercover agents. Uh-oh. Hey, some of you may. So he's seen you, how you work, and he secretly will be your friend. What do I mean by secretly? Secretly meaning he wishes to remain behind the scenes. So definitely some sort of VIP person. Okay, not someone you're gonna be blapping your mouth to everybody. You're not gonna say, oh, can you believe it? I just met this person. He offered me this and this. No, it's gonna be very hush-hush situation. You're not gonna advertise it. It's gonna be very private, but it's a very good potential for financial abundance. A very good potential for money. Good money. And yeah, there's a status. So but the Empress card, you're going to feel really, really good about yourself. You're going to feel empowered. You're going to be successful because there's a potential of earning a good money. So something to do with money here. Some sort of financial offer. Yeah, see? Look at this. 3 of Pentacles. Papers, job. It's job. It's like we work together. I like the way you work. Let's work together. Okay? And we did see job change for you. So pay attention, pay attention, follow your intuition, look around. If you like, you can't miss it. You cannot miss it. It's coming your way anyways. But the main thing here is for you not to blow that moment. Just keep your eyes open, have your intuition on a high alert. And if you see this man coming towards you with this offer, say yes. Of course, if it works for you, say yes. Don't blow this person off, because I do see there's a good potential. Yeah, potential for you to be in control of the situation. Like it's some sort of job where it's according to your schedule. It works with you. You like this type of job. It will require some sort of training, because three of Pentacles is a card of student, like a learning. So it's a new skill. It's a new trade. It's a new job. But you will quickly adjust to it. You're a quick learner, and in no time you will be a master in this job. It's something that suits you, something that fits you, something where you feel really, really good about yourself, right? You will be in charge. You're like, well, look at me now. I got this great job. But it will be something that you always wanted to do. So just expect that. Okay. What about the job you have currently? Because I do see there is going to be a job change. What about the job you currently have? What are the perspectives in that job? Do you like it? What are your thoughts about it? 2 of Swords. Difficult, right? Difficulties, burdens. Maybe you get overburdened too much. There's constantly something popping up. 10 of Wands is somebody who is like, maybe works too much and gets nothing in return. So definitely keep your eyes open, guys. Keep your eyes open for this new opportunity. Your job, I see, is okay, but you're tired. You're tired. I think, and I think that you will be valued more, that you deserve more, because you're such an intelligent person. You're a great person. You have skills. You have potential. You have an incredible potential to make a lot of money. That's what a magician and an empress is. You have that great potential to put your intellect and your power into a good use and earn a lot more money than what you earn right now. I'm not saying your current job's bad, but you're getting tired of it. Burden, it's constant burdens. Why there's so many burdens here with your current job? What's happening? Yeah, 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords, 8 of Pentacles. Well, It's an ending, right? It's you're gonna walk away. You're gonna choose to walk away, right? So there's definitely gonna be a financial transition here for you personally. You're not gonna get fired. I don't see that you're gonna get fired. If you were choose to walk away, you're gonna do it yourself. You're gonna walk away because emotionally you're already exhausted emotionally, right? Remember, time is very valuable. You do not want to sit in a dead end job, right? But it's also part of your destiny, and your destiny is, like I said, there's a new offer will come from a man who says, look, we're gonna offer you this much. Are you accept this? You're gonna say yep. So say yes without hesitation. It's a good potential for you. Okay, my wonderful collective, this was the reading for you. I hope you enjoyed it. Once again, if you're new, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you very, very soon. Be safe. Love you all. Bye bye.